coming to you straight from Manila, Philippines. This is Esther for the debut episode of RiseUp Off the Record. RiseUp is a digital digest on sustainability, renewable energy, Southeast Asia, and Philippine tech startups. RiseUp Off the Record is a special commentary on interesting stories around the globe. This debut takes you to the recent tragic story of the Titanic obsession, 111 years of tragedy leading to the Titan Submersible nightmare. Special thanks to People Magazine for their in-depth coverage. Hello again, everyone. This is Esther for the debut episode of Rise Up Off the Record. Today we're tackling the latest tragedy surrounding the Titanic wreckage. I personally wanted to work on this piece because this has brought so much interest over the years since the movie was released, and it's brought a lot of curiosity about what really happened with the original Titanic, the unsinkable ship, and now comes this new tragedy surrounding it. I guess what's so interesting about these two tragedies is that the parallels between them. It's very odd to a point of mysterious. So this week, People Magazine's cover story explores the 111 years of tragedy, mystery, and obsession at the site of the RMS Titanic wreck, culminating in the June 2023 deaths of 5 men aboard the Titan. So if we can recall, Titanic hit an iceberg on April 14, 1912 and sank nearly 3 hours later, claiming at least 1,500 lives. The saga has fascinated generations. Of course, almost everyone can relate to this. We've seen the movie, we've seen the grandeur of the original ship, how it was the greatest ship ever built up until that time, and how it all seemed so unsinkable, and yet it sank on its maiden voyage. The global fascination is partly due to some of the most famous wealthy people in the world being aboard the Titanic that time. And then there's the fact that it was known as the so-called unsinkable liner. So not unlike the maiden voyage of the Titanic in 1912, the Titan excursion promised to be a once-in-a-lifetime thrill. OceanGate Expeditions co-founder and CEO Richard Stockton Rush had invited passengers to experience the rarest of adventures, that is, traveling down into the depths of the North Atlantic Ocean in the Titan, the 22-feet submersible he built to view the corroding grandeur of the ill-fated luxury liner in its watery grave. On the morning of Sunday, June 18, Rush was joined by Titanic expert Paul Henry Nergelet, British-Pakistani billionaire Sashara Dawood and his son Suleiman, and British explorer Hamish Harding, who had each reportedly secured a $250,000 worth ticket in the cramped capsule sealed from the outside with 18 bolts. What would have been an adventure of a lifetime became one of the most closely watched ocean disasters of all time. So at 5:40 p.m. Eastern Time that Sunday, Titan support ship Polar Prince notified the U.S. Coast Guard that the sub was missing, setting up a desperate search and rescue mission by an armada of ships from at least 4 countries. Now, reports that the U.S. Navy heard an implosion at the same time the Titan lost contact left many wondering when officials and OceanGate knew the craft had been crushed by immense underwater pressure, and whether the U.S. Coast Guard search, estimated to cost millions covered by taxpayers, and the false hope it gave families, was for nothing. What made the search even more controversial was the fact that, when compared with another tragedy at sea days earlier when more than 600 migrants died off the coast of Greece, pulled out all the stops to try to save 5 mainly wealthy people. With the migrants, the Greek Coast Guard made only token efforts to help. So that's 5 versus 600. But the biggest question of all is whether Rush, OceanGate CEO, had safety issues with the vessel. It turns out it was never certified by a regulatory body and had raised safety concerns before. So despite waivers signed by the passengers, lawsuits against OceanGate are an absolute certainty, and criminal charges could follow.